Good day to all of you, and God bless you too. My name is Dr. Alex British Chinedu Ekwesi Tasie Nwa Ndagba Oya. I am a native of Ishopo Ancient Kingdom in Ikwereland, which is in Rivers State of Nigeria, West Africa. By the grace of God, I am a writer, a musician, a filmmaker, a football coach, a historian. I like using the article A, and also a multi-dimensional thinker. In case you are not aware, I am a self-appointed, self-acclaimed president of the Nigerian semi-educated people. The people in Nigeria that you say that you think are not well-educated people, are not highly educated people. I am a self-appointed, self-acclaimed president of those people in Nigeria. I am a historian that hails from Ikwereland, who is vastly and sufficiently informed about the background history of Ikwere people. And I am popularly called Professor of Native Intelligence. Anumekao dearly. What I have here to share with you is how to claim a child born out of wedlock in the Ikwere traditional society. A child born out of wedlock, out of legitimate marriage. How can the father of that child claim that child in the Ikwere traditional society? I am moving away gradually from the issue of origin, because I have dealt enough on that area. And I am now bringing into fore some of the veritable aspects of life of the people of Ikwereland. Some of the important aspects of life, aspects of the traditional life of the people of Ikwereland. As a researcher who has spent so much time studying the people of Ikwereland, there are so many interesting areas to captivate us. While we are enthused, thrilled by expositions of this kind, it is imperative to have it in mind that the main objective of what I do is to avail people who are Ikwere people and who are not Ikwere people the opportunity to know some of the things that Ikwere people do traditionally. And maybe what some other people do not do. In Ikwere traditional society, a woman, an indigene of Ikwereland called a woman, can give birth to a child or to children. Ah, aha. Ah, some incidents can cause a woman to give birth to a child or to children in her father's house. Ah, a woman can also marry, go out from her father's house, and give birth to a child or children. Aha. So, a woman in the traditional equalist society can give birth to a child, can give birth to children, whether she is married or she is not married. But in the old equally traditional society, before now, if a woman stays in her father's house and gives birth to a child or children, that child will be seen, it is not a matter of may, will be seen as a bastard. Because at that time, the people of that era regarded so much legitimate marriage, a marriage that is consummated very well. And so, when a woman stays in her father's house and gives birth to a child or begins to give birth to children in her father's house, in the old equal traditional society, that woman will be driven away from her father's family, her father's house, to a distant place. Because at that time, that brought shame to her people. But the world has changed as dictated by the white people. It is not our own world that is changing. It is a world so designed by the white people that is changing. And quite unfortunate for us, the indigenous people of Africa are so naive and, of course, so preoccupied with the version of life as created by the white people. So nowadays, the people of the world, especially in Africa, are attuned to the fantasies, to the creations, to the handiworks of the white people. So in the traditional equated society, especially as it happened before now, a woman was not tolerated to stay in her father's house and begins to have children. And when that happens, because as I have said earlier, so many circumstances, incidents can make a woman begin to give back to it, to children in her father's house. So when that is done, that child will be seen as a bastard. Go to the dictionary, ask your Google, whatever, go and find out what a bastard means. Any child born into the society that knows no one as a father, that cannot call anyone a father, is a bastard in the community, and of course will be posed with some limitations. And dear, the professor is teaching, so listen. This is my field. Yes. In the equally traditional society, If a woman stays in her father's house and begins to have children there, the children born in that her father's house or into that family will be known as bastards, because it was quite abhorrible in the past for a woman to stay in her father's house and begins to have children there. In fact, in the old equal traditional society, a woman born into the family, into the community, is partially a property of another person, because someday that woman will get married and will move out from her father's house. But you see, as I have said before, if a woman stays in her father's house and gives back to a child there, and the man who impregnated that woman runs away, avoids to participate in the process of molding that child, shaping and framing that child to become a human being in the society, in the community. Someday, if that man recognizes, comes to his senses, and remembers that, yes, I have a child somewhere, and he goes to claim the child, there are certain things to be done. According to the late guru in jurisprudence, or whatever as lawyers call it, a scholar of note, an erudite personality in the law profession, a former Supreme Court Chief Justice or whatever, in the person of the late Justice Chukwudifu Oputa from Oguta in Igbo land. Any child born into the society has a home, has a place, whether in his or her father's place or in the mother's or the mother's place. A child born into the society, into the community, must have a place, whether in the side of her father, his father, or her mother, his mother. So, but in the equally traditional society, if a child is born into the community, into the family, and there is no one to see, to call a father, the child's stay is precarious, because someday that child may discover who actually is his or her father and may decide to go. It is not like children that come from a well-consummated marriage, a legitimate marriage, where they are tied to the father's house. In the case of a child born out of wedlock, which in Ishobo and many other Igbo people call Nwa Omirinya, a child born by a woman without marrying. That child someday may discover who his or her father is and may go. In the old equal traditional society, woman stays in her father's house and gives back to a child, and the man who impregnated that woman does not come to show face, I want to use this language, does not come to participate in everything about the newborn baby until the child grows, the man now surfaces, remembers that he has a child somewhere, and now comes to say, I want to take my child. It is not going to be an easy affair, because while we recognize that a child born out of wedlock is a bastard, in the Igbo traditional society, it is also there that a child born out of wedlock is also a legitimate member of the community, of the family, although with some limitations. Nwa Omrenya is a legitimate child of the family. Any child born out of wedlock, where the mother of that child is not married to any man, no consummation of marriage, no attempt of, marrying the woman formally in any way, that child is also a member of that family, is also a member of the community. When there comes a challenge of any kind, children of such circumstance will always come to the aid of the community, of the family. They help to form the number in that family. During time of war, conflict, hostility with another family, community, or whatever, children of that kind of background always assisted in the past and can also assist today to defend the families where they come from, where their mothers come from. That, of course, is the true picture. And so they are integrated into the family, into the society, as bona fide members of the society, as I have said, although with some limitations. If a man finds out that he has a child born by an Igbo woman, that he did not marry the mother, and the man now comes to say, I want to take my child, there are things that are traditionally required that are to be observed before that child will be taken away by that man. The man cannot just come and say, yes, this is my child. Look at him, look at her. He resembles me. She resembles me. Oh, he is my blood. She is my blood. But let us go to and find out through DNA, this or that. No. It doesn't matter. Yes, the child looks like you. Of course, the child is from your blood. But you ran away when the mother was pregnant. When you impregnated the mother, you ran away and you left the burden of raising the child, nursing the child, with the mother and her people. Now the child has grown. Maybe she has finished her higher institution, and now he is a big person in the society, and you are now recognizing that you have a child. You want to come and claim the child. There are certain traditional rights to be observed. That is the emphasis of this study. The man cannot just come and say, okay, pack, let us move. My child, oh, I'm so excited. No, it happens somewhere in Igbo land, and I was called upon to come and address it. Yes, you cannot just go and claim a child you never had to nurse. You never help to train. You just come and say, let us go. No, it is not done that way. So in equally traditional society, if a child is born out of wedlock and never knew anybody, never saw anybody while growing as a father, and sometime someone now comes to say, this, I am your father. Look at me. I am exactly like you. You are my picture. I am your father. I want you to come. Let us go. It is not done that way. What happens is that the people of that woman impregnated by that man who has now come to claim the child must be involved. In fact, they will come to what is called the family hall, the obiri, to talk about it. They will talk about how everything happened. They will state their sides of the story. The woman will state her own side. The family members of the woman will state their own side. And now they will come to a conclusion that this child may go back or not. It becomes quite behoving of the family to take part in the decision making of that issue. The matter will not be left all alone to the woman who is the mother of that child to handle. Her people must be involved. They will come to an open place, especially in the family obiri, to talk about it. They will now invite the woman, ask her questions. Who actually has this child? There is a man that is coming to take this child. The man is saying, this child is my own. Who actually has this side? The woman will state her side of the story, how everything happened, whether actually the man that is coming is the father of the child or not. And she will also be asked if actually during her trying moments, before the birth of that child, and after, if the man suffered and assisted. And the people of the woman will also state what they know about the matter. If it is found that the man did not behave well, he behaved very wickedly to the woman, the family may decide to say unanimously, as it happened in old equal traditional society, our son will not go to any place. And for the family to take that position, it means that that child will have a full-fledged citizenship of that family. The child will move from that of a second-class citizen to a first-class citizen of the family, because unanimously the family agreed that the child will be part of them. In the case where the family agrees whether to forgive the man or whatever reason, they say this child must go to his father, especially when the child is having the ambition to go back, is nursing the feeling that I want to go back, I want to have a place where I can call a home, I want to go to a place where I can have somebody as a father. For whatever reason, the child stays all that. The family will also take a decision on that. Okay, our son, okay, our daughter, you are going to go to your father. They will ask the child questions. If actually it is a matter of compulsion or coercion or willfulness, if they are satisfied, the family members of the child, the woman, are satisfied and they want the child to go, what happens next is to invite the man formally. When I went to Ezambo in the year of 2015 to find out some aspects of history of the people of that area, I discovered that if a man wants to claim a child born out of wedlock, and the woman is married out, that the man will pay the bride price of that woman. Even if the woman is married out, that man will pay the bride price of that woman. In some cases too, in that area, if the children are 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, the man will pay each. I mean, if the woman married to one person, from there moved to another place like that, the man will pay. But in equally traditional society, the man will be formally invited by the family of the woman. And he will state his side of his own story. Whether it was the woman that asked him to go when he wanted to stay. Whether trickishly, wickedly, he abandoned the woman and the child, and now has come by because the child is grown. It's not a big person in the society. Now he discovers, he finds out, he remembers that he has a child. So after hearing the side of the man's story, they will now tell the man, Oga, Sir, Chief, whatever title he has, we have agreed to let go of our child. But this is the cost that you must pay. For raising this child, nursing this child, framing this child, bringing up this child to this level, this is what you are to pay. It might be a token. It might be 1 kobo. It might be ₦1,000,000 naira. Whatever that is agreed by the family is what the man will do. And during that time, every other title, every property so given, so allotted to that child by the family will be stripped of him, because he is switching identity and nationality, in that case, or origin, and make up dearly. The child cannot continue to retain 2 titles, 2 citizenships in his life or her life. So one must be let go. So the man now comes and puts up a ceremony where the members of the family, and by extension the wider community, can come in to see that actually the child is living. So the child goes formally to the man. Celebration follows. Blessings from the elderly people in the family, follow. And all that. Finally, the child is accompanied to his or her new home. Some members of, his or her mother's family will accompany the child to his or her new home to find out if actually the child is moving to a safe place. And make out dearly. That is how to claim a child. But nowadays, you see that a woman will give birth to a child in her father's house. And by doing that, may inconvenience her people. People make inputs from here and there to see that the child is raised properly. The child is trained. The child is fed. The child is clothed. After all that, the child sneaks out and moves to his or her father's house without formally giving the people the opportunity to know where he or she is going. That is what is happening nowadays. And that is not the traditional way to go about it. A child, after the people of his or her mother, have suffered to train him or her, decides to go without saying thank you. Oh, that in the old Igbo traditional society was not tolerated. A child cannot go that way. No matter the mistreatment, no matter the ill-treatment, no matter the maltreatment so meted on that child by the family, if the child must go for the fact that the people of his or her mother have made inputs in his life, the child cannot go like that without formally saying thank you, without recognizing or giving the opportunity to the members of his or her mother to know where he or she is going to. That has not been our traditional pattern of life. A child cannot go that way. And let me tell you the danger of it. If a child is born into the family out of wedlock, and the people of the family, because of the behavior of the child, whether as a tough person, strong person, somebody who is so self-willed and all that, the family can decide to say, this is our child. And they will forget, the family members will forget whether he or she comes from, a legitimate marriage or not. The family members may decide to forget that and adopt the child as their own. So they give the child a land to build a house. They share some other allotments to the child. The child becomes a beneficiary to some of the things in the community, in the family. Then the child now decides to go. If he is the strongest person who has always been the defense of that family, he cannot go like that, because the family members will be vulnerable by his or her departure. So, to go unannounced is not the right way. So when that happens, when the family members of his or her mother have made impulse, train the child, give the child a vocation, or send the child to a higher institution and all that, give the child a good job and all that, the child now decides to sneak out, to move out unannounced. Any family member of that his or her father's house who is so interested in him can sue that child. Yes, he can sue that child, because the child is a child you all made impulse, you all contributed to be what he or she has become. So where is he going to? Where is she going to? That man that the child is moving to his house, where was he when the family members, contributed all they did to help train, help to raise up that child? Where was he? He ran away. He avoided to participate and to contribute. Now the child is grown. He's now big. Oh, a handsome, a beautiful child. Now the man now has come to say, I want to claim. If the child moves out, any member of that family can sue that child. And yes, can sue that child in law court. It can't go that way, because the family still sees you as a member of the family. You have benefited as a member of the family. Why switch origin? Why switch ancestry unannounced? Huh? You don't want the man to come and tell the people of your mother, thank you, after running away for many years. Now he's coming. And you are sneaking away. No. In the old equally traditional society, a child who is born out of wedlock, if the child wants to go to his or her father's house, he or she has identified someone as a father, the man must be invited officially to tell the family people, thank you for helping to nurse this child, for helping to train this child, for helping to guide the ways of this child. You don't just ask the child to sneak away and come to your place. If it is even the worst, when a child finds out, I have seen my father in Sokoto, I have seen my father in Lagos, my father is an American, I am going. You move out without letting your people know. People who trained you, who fed you, who clothed you, who guided your footsteps. And you are moving out without saying thank you. That is not the way to go about it. You can be stopped. You can be sued. Yes, it is not now that you have become somebody, that now you can identify somebody as your father. When you were nobody, people gathered for you. They assisted you. They contributed in your life. And now you are somebody. You want to jettison that area. You have found a new home where you want to make your contributions, where you want to do whatever you want to do. A man and his people who never cared about you. Nobody is stopping you from moving out. But before you move out, say thank you to your people, to the people who assisted you. This is what I have found out in so many areas. While going for history work, I find all these things. And it is not good, not proper. So, when a child born out of wedlock wants to go to his or her father's house, has identified, has seen, has found somebody to say, this is my father, and desires to move back, to move to that man's house. As I have explained, traditionally, the people of the mother of that child must be involved actively. Yes, they must be involved. And the man in question, who now is the relation, is happy that he has now a child. Oh, this woman is very beautiful. This is my daughter. Let me go and show her to my people. Oh, this is my male child. He's very handsome. In fact, as I don't have a male child, I have women. Now I have now gotten a male child. You never trained. You never cared. You never contributed. Now you are now coming. That man must be invited formally and must be made to recompense the people of that woman who assisted that child, who made it possible for the child not to die. Yes, that is the way it should be. So, this is where I come to the end of this story. In the old equal traditional society, yes, while the people, the Asians, saw a child out of wedlock, as a bastard, and were so slighted and groused about that. They also recognized that a child from that circumstance, from that background, can also become a child of the community, of the family. And so, when the child is about to go back to his or her father's house, that must be done formally. Everybody will be carried along, and it must have to be a merrymaking thing. That is how it is done in Ikwere traditional society. My name remains Dr. Alex British Chinedu Ekwesi Tasie. I am the most profound and prominent Ikwere historian. And I want to say glory be to God for all that. I come again to bring you another fascinating topic issue about the traditional life of the Ikwere people. And make dearly, 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 dearly.